I'm going to break section 10.6 into 3 parts. So here is part 1. It's important that you know the terms associated with segments in, around, and outside the circle in order to understand the difference between these 3 examples. We'll start with segments of chords. So segments that are all contained inside the circle. Now, you can look in your textbook on page 570 to outline the theorem for this, but before I even get to the actual segment lengths here, let's break down what we have and what theorem is going to be true. So based off the intersection of 2 chords inside the circle, we know that the segment AE times the segment EC, so the 2 parts of that full chord AC are going to equal the 2 parts of the other chord that it intersects. So that's going to be, let's make it BE times ED. So that's what's going to be true. This part times this part has to equal this part times this part. Let me substitute these segment names with the actual values that are given. So AE was x plus 6. This is an additional example in addition to the one that's already in your textbook on page 570. So we have x plus 6 times x. BE is given as x plus 1. And ED is given as x plus 4. All right, so we're going to have some foiling to do here. We're going to have some quadratic terms. Let's see what happens. When we distribute x to x plus 6, I have x squared plus 6x. And I'm going to FOIL this right here. So I get x squared. I have x times 4 and 1 times x. That's going to be plus 5x. And 1 times 4, which is 4. Now, looks like a little bit more complicated than it is because we can take the x squared terms and subtract them from both sides. That's all that remains, so subtract 5x from both sides and you get that x equals 4. So if you plug that value in, you can see that we'd have a segment of 10 up here, we'd have 4 up here, we'd have 8 here, and we'd have a 5 right here. So if you check those out, you can confirm it because we know that this piece times this piece, 5 times 8 gives me 40. This piece times this piece, 4 times 10 also gives me 40. So an additional example to the one already given on 570.